Hi, welcome again. Today we're going to make sweet potato gnocchi. So first thing we need for sweet potato gnocchi is a sweet potato. The lovely, sweeter, more fibrous, and supposedly healthier for us version of a potato. So the first thing we need to do is to cook it up. And you can boil it, roast it, bake it, do whatever you want. I'm going to poke a few holes in it and use the magic science box and microwave it, because all we got to do is cook it till it's fork tender. But however you want to slice it or dice it, that's how you do it. This time of year, a lot of us are, hanging around outside in the fire pit, socially distancing. You could wrap some potatoes up in foil, throw them right in your fire pit, and then you can make these gnocchi out of it. You can make home fries, all kinds of stuff. Let's make the best out of it, guys. So I'm going to bake this up, and we'll be right back. Alright, we have our sweet potato fully cooked. So I split it in half, and now we're going to scoop it into a bowl. In reality, a lot of different methods will get this out. Worth noting that somebody who was a professional food video maker would have let this cool a little bit more. Alright, we got all that lovely flesh out here. So now what we're going to do is grab our potato masher and just mash it up. Alright, so we just want to mash this up till we get to a smooth consistency. And even if you were making a big batch of this, I don't see any reason why you want to get a food processor or big mixer dirty for this. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a cup of flour to start. Just regular all-purpose. I put this in. I'm just going to stir it first with a spoon. And this will both warm up the flour and cool down the potatoes some. So that now I can add an egg without it scrambling on me. Grab a fork and beat that up. Do it all right in the same bowl. And now we're going to just bring that flour into the egg and form a dough. Oop, I almost forgot salt. Let's not do that. 1.5 teaspoons of salt. That would be about one of the only ways you could screw this up, and I just about did it. And once it starts to come together some, is when you want to transfer it to a work surface and do this by hand. Okay. So we're going to flour our work surface here some and put our mixture onto it. And we want to form this into a dough. And we want to do as little to it as possible, because we really want it to stay light. So this is where a lot of variance comes in as to what the size of your sweet potato was, the size of your egg, That's where the moisture came from. So, like this, you see it's sticking an awful lot still. So I'm gonna grab some more flour and work that in. And you can kind of keep your flour off to the side so you don't work in too much. And I'm still running it through my hands and it's still really sticky. So to reduce the stickification, we'll add some more flour. Work that in. Alright. And ultimately what we're going to do is roll this into a long tube. So you try a little bit at a time. So I took a quarter of that mixture. I already know this is still a little bit too sticky, but what I'll do is, as I'm rolling it out is when I'll add flour to it. So I'm going to leave myself some flour off to the side here to work with. And as I roll this out, into a longer and longer tube, being really careful I don't add too much flour. I want it to get to be, oh, I'd say about the diameter of a nickel. They can really be whatever size you want, but that's the size that I generally like to shoot for. Alright, so once you have them about that diameter, just go grab your bench scraper, which you've got some flour on, and knock them off. And you want them to stay nice and light and pillowy. You're going to transfer them to a pan which you floured. And then repeat the process till you're done. So I'm going to finish the rest of these and I'll show you how I cook them up and put a nice simple sauce on them. We'll be back. Alright, just roll them out. Cut them off. Okay guys, we got our gnocchi all set. They're good to go. We have some salted boiling water here. And we're just going to add our gnocchis right on in. These are not going to take long to cook at all. Alright, we're going to keep our heat up. And in the meantime, we're going to make our sauce. Our sauce is going to go real quick and easy. I have some melted butter right here, which is just starting to toast ever so slightly. I have one shallot, which I'm going to add to that. And get that softening a little bit. We're going to go with the shallot as opposed to an onion to have a little bit of a milder flavor. Give our gnocchis a stir. We'll know our gnocchis are done because they'll float to the surface. They're just like a pierogi or the spätzle, any of those other little dumplings in that regard. Okay, so we want to season what our sauce is going to be a little bit of salt, We're gonna add some freshly cracked pepper. Alright. I'm gonna add just a dash of nutmeg. About half a teaspoon of ginger that's been finely chopped. And 1 clove of garlic that's been finely chopped. And we're just going to give that a stir. We don't want to overcook our garlic, that's why we did the onions first. And we just want the butter to brown up just a little bit. I had about, I'd say a tablespoon and a half of butter in here. Between that and some pasta water, that should be enough for our entire batch of gnocchi. As you notice, I'm all about things that cook up quick. Especially if you're cooking for a small family or a family of one. All these little ways to keep it going quick is a wonderful thing. Alright, now they're starting to make their little appearance on the top. Got a good smell to it. I can smell that ginger getting some of its flavor into there. Alright. Turn down the heat just for a second to check on them to see how they're floating. And most of them are, but not all of them. So I'm going to turn it back up to Hades here. And give it about another 45 seconds. Turn down my sauce for just a second. And kind of remove it from the heat. We don't want that to overcook. Alright, now our gnocchi have floated up to the top. I'll put a little bit more fire back underneath my butter. I'm going to grab my spider and just scoop them out. Alright, we're going to kill that heat. And we're just going to take our gnocchi and apply some heat to them. And roll them around in this brown butter. Now they had flour in them, and a lot of that starch went into the water, so you'll see that it forms almost a glaze. And if you feel like that's getting a little bit too tight, grab a little bit of your pasta cooking water and just put it right on in there. And I'm just going to fry that up until it makes a little bit of a sauce that's going to coat it. Alright, now I'm going to quick check the flavor of this for salt and pepper. I think I want a little bit more pepper. And just a touch more salt. And the very last flavor I'm going to put on it is just a little squeeze of lemon juice. Just a little bit right there at the end to brighten it up. And we are done. Gonna grab our gnocchi, put them into the obligatory pasta dish. Garnish it with just a little bit of pecorino romano. And we'll leave that lemon twist on there. And there we go. Sweet potato gnocchi and a little brown butter sauce. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy.
Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel. And enjoy. Happy cooking!